Welcome back to another episode of the Cape CopCast. I'm one of your hosts, Lisa Greenberg.
And I'm Officer Mercedes Simons. Together we make up the Public Affairs Office. Today we have a very special guest. We have Officer Shawn Frazin.
Yay! Welcome to the pod.
Thank you for having
We're
me.
happy to have you. We wanted to have you for a few different reasons. First of all, you've been with the department for a while. You are one of our incredible patrol officers, but you also have recently taken on a new role that I think is really important to share with our community. So first, if you kind of want to just walk us through a little bit about yourself, how long you've been here, what you do.
Sure. I've been here about 9 years now.
Awesome.
I've been on patrol the entire time, switched from nights to days, back to nights, back to days. Currently, I'm on the day shift, enjoying a little bit of normalcy. It's better for the family this way.
For sure.
But patrol is where I'm at. And this way I'm out in the community all the time and get to see what's actually going on in our city.
I was going to say, you must like being on patrol. You must like that interaction and being involved in not just the enforcement, but the education.
100%. When you ask an officer why they became a police officer, most of the answer is to help people. And that doesn't necessarily mean taking people to jail and writing tickets. It's also about education and getting them resources and help where they may need.
Love that. So are you a drone operator too, I think?
I am. I was recently asked to be a co-coordinator for the drone program. So that's a new role that I'm dual stepping into at the same time.
You're just collecting titles. You're just collecting new roles.
Yeah, they're like Pokemon cards.
That's awesome. I mean, we've done a podcast on the UAVs, the drones, and how important they are, but it's nice to have someone who's on patrol who is certified to be a part of that as well, so that, you know, if we do get a call where one is necessary, it can be much quicker.
Oh, absolutely. It's a great resource, something this department is really starting to get into, but it helps us not only the criminal aspect, but helping us locate missing people, missing endangered, a child who may have went to the park but got lost going home. The faster we can find them, the better.
For sure. And recently, besides that title, you've taken on another title. You are the You are the peer support team leader.
Correct.
It's fancy.
That's something that the department has always had peer support in an aspect, but recently has been revamped, where we actually have a dedicated team consisting of 20 members that we all went to a peer support class, a 40-hour course on the subject, in which I guess my fellow peer support members asked me to be the lead on it. So knowing that it's an important program, I, of course, accepted, and now we're just trying to figure out the first baby steps, but the goal is to be there for our fellow officers and anyone else that's part of the department, because sometimes we're always helping people, but we forget to take care of ourselves. And this is just an extra line to help with that.
Yeah, and you're not going to brag on yourself, so I will. I think one of the reasons why you're chosen is because you're naturally the guy that I feel like everybody goes to, and they just naturally just start talking to you about anything and everything. And you've always been someone who's very understanding, because you've been through a lot yourself in positive, negative directions, you name it. And I think everybody just knows that you're the go-to guy, that you can go to them, you can just listen, but you can also have really good solutions. And I think that's the beauty of peer support, is like having the options of if you just want to talk, you can talk. If you want me to try to help you with something, I can help you. And I think that you are one of the absolute perfect people for that spot.
Well, I appreciate that. You're making me blush. Yeah, and a lot of times it's very as simple as someone will just ask, like, hey, I'm feeling this. Is this normal? And you're like, well, yeah, because we're ingrained, we're taught growing up that, oh, just rub dirt in it, move on, it's fine. But in actuality, those things can lead to something bigger. And if it's not addressed, or at least finding a way to cope with things, then it's going to affect you later on in life or in a worse situation. So it's easy to be like, sometimes I just need to vent and get it out, and I'm done with it. And sometimes it's just reassurance that, hey, I'm not the only one that's feeling this way. And it's okay not to be okay sometimes.
For sure. And I think a lot of it is like, we have the chaplains, we have actual mental health counselors and those types of resources available. But I think what's great about this is it's peer support. So you're turning to people who know exactly what you've been through in some capacity. They are your peers. You're kind of on the same level. And the peer support team is made up of people of all roles. There's officers, there's civilian staff, there's command staff, there's all different types of ranks and different types of people. And so I think it's nice to have that available because it's different than going to a pastor or going to a counselor.
Absolutely. And we're more of, like, I would say a middleman if you need that. Like if you need something more, that's because we're not counselors. Like,
Right.
We're not trained in that, and I don't have all the answers, but I know who does. So depending on your situation, hey, you might need to talk to someone in mental health. You may be having relationship issues, financial issues, health issues, and we're kind of there to direct them to help them find the needs, because it's kind of hard and it can be intimidating when I'm like, hey, I got all this going on, but I don't even know where to start. Who do I ask? Where do I go? Do I go to the clinic? Do I see a doctor? Do I call my insurance? So that's what we're here for, to help give that direction and then check up afterwards to make sure that those resources worked. Because there's nothing worse than telling someone, oh, hey, go here. And when they try, it's a dead end, or that line's no longer working, or something.
Yeah. Now, is that a parameter that you have in place for the program, is to do kind of a follow-up and check on them after? So recognizing that, because peer support is kind of natural in most cases, I feel. I think people just come and they just start talking, and in the back of your head now, you're probably like, oh yeah, this is peer support. Like, let me treat this a little bit differently. Maybe I think you guys have a log, an anonymous log, right?
So I don't like using the word log, right?
That's fair.
But because everything is confidential.
Yeah.
And the only thing that is tracked is whichever peer support member of my team, whenever they get in contact with someone, either be on the phone or in person, all they log is the date and how long. And that's it. No names, no badge numbers, no ID numbers. There is no tracking in any way. And that's important, because I know that none of us on my team would use that information in any way, but I want everyone to realize, hey, even if there is no log, there is no key that this.
You're not like keeping detailed notes of everything they said.
Now, the only thing that there's a new part that we're adding on to the peer support, where if there's a CISM event where they get counseling and stuff like that.
What's a CISM event for the people that don't know?
So basically, if there's any critical incident.
Right. That's where basically a licensed professional comes in. It's held by an outside agency. They set up basically a meeting that everyone gets together and talks about whatever incident. The typical where, like in the death of a child or a serious traumatic event, officer-involved shooting, stuff like that. That's where it's done to kind of let everyone put out what they're feeling and stuff like that. And it's a great program to help officers decompress. And what we're planning on doing is, after that goes away, because it drifts off, just a quick check. Hey, is everything still okay? Are you still good? So right now I'm working on dividing all those up to my team to go back and check with those people. And I would assume 99% of them will be like, oh yeah, I'm good. That's in the past. But moving forward, I think that's a good thing, just to make sure.
Definitely. I think also there might be people who maybe something is still lingering and they don't want to take the step of saying, hey, this is still a problem for me. Mm-hmm. So having someone go to them and opening that door for them makes it less scary or intimidating to then be like, hey, actually, this is still having an effect on me. You asked, and now I feel like comfortable and in a place where I can share that. Whereas if you didn't ask, perhaps they would just bury it or carry it with them. So I think that's definitely a good step to be taking. I'm curious from your perspective, because you said you've been here for 9 years. Mm-hmm. So the culture of wellness and the importance of wellness to the department, I feel like you have to have noticed an evolution over the last 9 years.
Oh yes. And not only in the department, just in the city in general. So not only am I a police officer, I also I'm a crisis intervention team coordinator through NAMI, which is the National Alliance on Mental Illness. I learned about them probably about 4 years into my career. My sergeant at the time was Sergeant Matlock, great supervisor. She was big into NAMI, recommended me to go to the CIT course because I was frustrated with the mental health system. We were going to the same calls for a Baker Act over and over again. Nothing was ever getting done. Why was there no resources? So the department sent me to CIT training. I learned so much that's available in the community, and I was frustrated. Like, why don't we know this stuff? And I was able to actually give people, when we go to their house, instead of just Baker acting them and see again in a few days, was, hey, talk to these people, call this resources. This resource is free. They will come to your house. These people will help you out that way. And I started to see a tick down in the amount of calls that we were going. The people that we saw every day were actually getting help and doing it at their own time and at their own rate.
Mm-hmm.
So when someone's in crisis, the last thing that they want is to be pulled out of their comfort zone and taken to another facility. Now, sometimes it's necessary when there's extreme danger, but most of the time it's just, hey, I want to talk to someone and I need to get that help. Now, one thing that the department started doing recently is every officer will be a CIT officer, which is great. It's giving them that information day one, right? Before they even come on the road in pre-deployment, they're learning that. So they don't have that, what do I do? Or how do I help this person? They already have those answers, which I think is great.
Or wondering like what's going on. You go
Right.
to calls and you're like, I know this. I don't like to use the word crazy, but like I think that's the first word that comes to mind.
Absolutely.
People are acting crazy and you're like, what's going on? How do I address this? How do I fix this? What are they experiencing? And so then it actually equips you with, oh, okay, they're in a moment of crisis. I don't have to put a label on anything, but let me see if I apply these skills and just talk to them like they're a person, and we can work through it together, that we can get them the help that they need to, if it's for their mental health treatment, if it's
Right.
something going on with their family, whatever it is, it helps you instead of meeting them up here at the level of high intensity that they're experiencing. You can bring it back down to a reasonable level, talk to them like they're a person, and then offer them the actual resources that we have within the community to give them. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you're a NAMI instructor as well, correct?
Yes.
Because you have a military background?
So, yes.
Just throwing it all out.
Yeah, I'm 22 years in now.
Wow.
I'm getting ready for retirement. Actually, I'll be eligible this month.
Ooh.
Congrats.
So I'm starting that process, closing a chapter, and then this way I can focus more. My plan is actually separating from the military, retired, and this way I can focus more on with NAMI and have more time because that's one of the big things. It's just the schedule is always busy and deconflicting times is challenging. But yeah, did 20 years military. In the military, I was also a suicide prevention officer, and then I worked as a victim advocate for people going through traumatic events.
Wow.
And I think has a huge role on who I am now and why I do this, because the people that I knew that was the toughest, baddest people out there, that these guys would never have issues, and the movie star types, and seeing the things that they were dealing with and realizing we're all human. We all have these issues, and it's not about being macho to not show it. That's not the case.
Right.
If you break your foot, you heal it. You put a cast, you rest it. All right. Same thing happens when you're dealing with the brain.
That makes sense. And so now we have this peer support team here within the department. This is new. I know since I've even started, it's been 2.5 years, there's been this kind of renewed focus within the department on wellness and mental health as well. It's good to see how much this is becoming a priority.
Absolutely. And the reason, or not, I want to say reason, a huge contribution to that is we have support from the top down, right? Chief, deputy chiefs, captains, they're all, they support it. They believe in it. They know that it's a crisis that's affecting the entire nation. And let's be on the front line, get ahead of it so we can prevent other things, because this is where you can make or break not only the department, but officers in their lives, and it affects everyone down all the way down to their family.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And the community. I mean, a well officer is going to respond to anyone's own crises better than someone who's going through a crisis of their own. So
Absolutely. And it's good that the community knows that and sees that, because that's another one of the stigmas is, oh, if I'm having an issue, then that means I can't do this job I want, or I can't do that. And I always joke and say, well, who do you want the one that's flying your airplane? You want the pilot that's on medication, seeing counseling, or you want the pilot that is faking it to make it and is one break away from having a nervous breakdown? I will take the guy that's doing well.
yeah,
And everyone needs some help sometimes, whether it be police officers, firefighters, pilots, you name it. And it's okay to say, hey, what do I do from here?
absolutely.
What are the rules with confidentiality?
So we have there's two parts. There's confidentiality, and then you have privileged communication. So you have confidentiality and privileged communication. Confidentiality is what all of our members have. That means that any information that's discussed is to remain private, with the exception of if you are actively committing a crime, you're going to hurt yourself or anyone else, or abusing children. Those are the three things that we're mandated reporters we have to notify. What that also means is the department, not that they can't make us tell, hey, what did this person tell you in peer support related to maybe an IA or something? No, it's completely separate. I can't disclose it. What confidentiality doesn't protect against is if there's a court order and a judge orders you to then have it. But I don't see those cases
Right.
No.
coming in. The only time that privileged communication comes with the state of Florida is when you're talking to a licensed professional. So if we send you to a counselor or to a mental health profession, and anything you tell them, that's considered privileged communication. A judge can't even order that.
Good to know. Is there anything that we haven't asked you or anything you want to add?
This is a growing program. We're learning along the way, so we're trying to get better. What I ask everyone is, when I get done telling with them, please give us feedback. Like if something doesn't work and I tell you, hey, go here, call this number, to let us know so we can address it or fix it. We're here to help each other and make sure that we all succeed.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you have so much knowledge and expertise. You're going to be a grandpa soon, even though you're probably too young feeling for that.
Yeah.
But I think we all just really appreciate everything that you are at the department, stepping into this role, and really it just further proves that all your peers really look up to you and they value your contribution, not only in the road, but also just what you have to say to them. I think they take in, and it means a lot. So
They trust you.
yeah.
And that's something that I tell them all the time is, whatever you tell me, and regardless, before peer support, it was, this stays between us. That's a huge point. Once you lose that trust, it's gone forever, and it's not worth it. So that's something that I can rest my head at night knowing that I got your back.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I think it's great. It's not like a gossip program where you're like, oh, hey, he just told me that he's like struggling with his wife and his kids and stuff like that. It's just, it's a one-on-one trusted program that people know they can take confidence in and hopefully walk away feeling somewhat better, or know how, which direction to go to feel a little bit better. And I think that's the goal.
And I'm really glad you say that. The last part I want to say is because the gossip thing, peer support members don't even talk to other peer support members about a person. So I have no idea who the other member is talking to, who they're talking to, what they're talking about. I have no idea. And that's an important aspect too. It's
For
not like
sure.
we get together and say, oh, this person, that person. So that's also, I'm glad you brought that up.
I think that's
Yeah.
comforting for people to know, for sure.
Yeah, I love
absolutely.
it.
I'm so glad we have this, and I'm so glad you joined us. We'll have to catch up in a couple years and see how the program's evolved. I think that'd be
Yeah,
cool.
definitely.
All righty.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, and
Yes,
until next
thank
time.
you for joining us. This has been awesome.
Super awesome. Have a good one, and stay safe.
Thank you for listening to the Cape CopCast, where we dive into the heart of the Cape Coral Police Department's safety initiatives, community relations, and the insightful stories of different officers that make up our department.
Please like and share our podcast. If you have feedback, you can email capepdpao@capecoral.gov. And remember to follow us on social media. Our handle is @CapePD on all major platforms. Stay safe, stay Cape.